All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily. My name's Austin. Bitcoin is pumping. With just about 4 days left until the Bitcoin 2020 halving, we have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 weeks of pump. I mean, just going on law of averages, eventually we should see some red, right? Pullbacks are part of any healthy bull market, right? So is this real or is this manipulated? Well, thanks to the recently publicized records of these publicly traded companies, we can see that massive amounts of money are being injected into Bitcoin. In fact, for the Cash App, Bitcoin revenue in Square's Cash App tops fiat revenue for the first time ever. This happened in Q1 of this year. In fact, so many people were accumulating Bitcoin this year that Cash App founder Jack Dorsey just increased Bitcoin's weekly buy limit to $100,000 per week. Outrageous. So let's find out the details, because realistically, the average retail investor probably can't move the market all that much. Well, as reported in the publicly traded fintech company's first quarter earnings, Cash App brought in about $200 million on all its other fiat-powered services in Q1, but meanwhile, the revenue from Bitcoin was over $300 million, so $222 million on everything else. Bitcoin now crossed over fiat, $306 million worth of Bitcoin people were buying, happening in the first quarter in which Bitcoin revenue surpassed all other revenue on the app. Now, to be clear, revenue does not equal profit for Square's Cash App. Gross profit on the Cash App, however, remains to be found primarily outside of crypto. Of Square's $222 million on non-Bitcoin revenue, almost all of it really, $178 million, all of that was profit. So there's more Bitcoin revenue, but there's more fiat profit. And to put this into perspective, just how much Bitcoin profit then, compared to last year, is the Square Cash App making? Well, Bitcoin profit in Q1 of this year through Square's Cash App was around $7 million in the first quarter of 2020. In comparison, it earned about $8 million in Bitcoin profit through the whole of 2019. So more people are buying, more average retail investors, probably you, are buying, and Bitcoin, right now, Bitcoin is pumping because of it. Hey, and by the way, we can't really say that for the majority of altcoins right now. Bitcoin is pulling away from the pack. Dominance for Bitcoin is growing, increasing. But I do want to give a warning. I want to manage expectations a little bit on this channel. Like I said, pullbacks are a part of any healthy bull market. And for me, I like to judge Bitcoin's growth, Bitcoin's price growth, more by the lows than the highs. Bitcoin yearly lows update. Notice that nowhere here does it mention the 20K we almost reached in 2017, 2018. But the floor we are building, the price floor year to year, is slowly being pushed up. And with just about 4 days until Bitcoin's third halving ever, we should expect a rally, a post-Bitcoin halving rally. Look at this. This is the first Bitcoin halving. This is the second Bitcoin halving. This is today. But as a smart investor, think long-term. I know you already do. This is long-term. In the short term, despite how many people are buying, in the short term, price action is pretty much controlled by the exchanges and the derivative platforms and people trading. If Bitcoin in the next 2 weeks has 2 weeks of red, that's not out of the question. If we bounce off of, 7,400, 7,700, that's not out of the question. This is the weekly chart. If we take a look at the monthly chart, if we take a look at the monthly chart, man, we've only had 2 months of green. I mean, it's not out of the question. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months of green before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. But notice, the faster we go up, the faster we pump up, the more time we have to take to correct. So pullbacks should be expected. Pullbacks should be welcomed. But with 4 days to go until the 2020 halving, just realize that everything is possible with Bitcoin. Hit the like button and let's keep going. Next piece of news. You know what? It's not just about Bitcoin. There's altcoins in this crypto environment too. I want to clue you in on a brand new altcoin. But first piece of news, PewDiePie, one of the biggest live streamers online, abandons the decentralized platform DLive. He had a partnership with them last year. He abandons them back to YouTube. Let's check this out. Felix Kleiberg, aka PewDiePie, has signed an exclusive live streaming deal with YouTube, according to Variety. The announcement comes just over a year after Kleiberg partnered with the blockchain-based streaming firm DLive, now owned by Tron CEO Justin Sun. So in reality, it's not so much that he abandons DLive. He had an agreement with them for a year. That year ended, and now he's taking his talents back to YouTube. Now, as a reminder, the reason that he chose a quote-unquote decentralized streaming platform is because YouTube had some problems with them a few years ago. YouTube previously ended its business deals with Kleiberg over PewDiePie's jokes that were deemed anti-Semitic and racist by some vocal user groups and news outlets back in February 2017. Now, in 2017, 2018, cancel culture was everything. Notice how people eventually realized, hey, the dude was just talking. It's all about intent. He was just joking. Now, maybe they were bad jokes. I forget what they were, but YouTube wants him back. DLive might be quote-unquote decentralized, but YouTube, there's discovery. More and more people, kids today aren't getting cable, they're getting YouTube. PewDiePie doesn't care about a place to host his videos, he wants discovery. He wants to be where the people are. All right, next piece of news. Libra. Libra Association names their first CEO. So for Facebook Coin, the CEO is HSBC Chief Legal Officer. Check this out. Libra announced Wednesday that Stuart Levy, a man named Stuart Levy, would be joining later this summer and will be overseeing its efforts, combining technology innovation with robust compliance and regulatory framework. Stuart Levy has been at HSBC, a major world bank, since 2012. So Facebook's Libra is a way for corporations and banks to keep control. This pretty much adds to that common knowledge. And Levy previously served the U.S. government under Secretary of the Treasury for Terrorism and Financial Intelligence under both George W. Bush and Barack Obama, and has a background in illicit finance. So his core competency is anti-money laundering, regulation. He's now the CEO of Libra. And I just want to remind you that Libra isn't all bad. I mean, their purpose is to do good. It's to offer some financial security for people all over the world that don't have banks, don't have financial security. But a direct quote from Stuart, "I am honored to join the Libra Association. This technology provides us with the opportunity to make it easier for individuals and businesses to send and receive money, and to empower more than 1 billion people who have been left on the sidelines of the financial system." Next piece of altcoin news, Near Protocol launches following a 21 million token sale. This led by some of the top VCs in Silicon Valley, including Andreessen Horowitz. So a lot of money just went into the launch of this altcoin, the pre-launch. But what is Near? Well, Near, a blockchain protocol for running decentralized applications, dApps, like Ethereum, Cardano, Tezos, EOS, Tron, all of them. Near is now doing the same, announced Monday the closing of a $21.6 million token sale. Were you involved? Obviously not, because it all went to VCs. VCs are backing this hard, led by venture capitalist firm Andreessen Horowitz. It also revealed the stealth mode launch of the Near mainnet already happened in April. Well, how is this different than an Ethereum or Tron? Well, Near Foundation CEO Eric Trotman said the protocol is a sharded proof-of-stake blockchain, operates in a similar design space as the forthcoming Ethereum 2.0 and existing Cosmos network. So it scales, and it scales well. And the stealth mode mainnet stealth launch just happened. The mainnet, I guess, April 22nd. Well, first off, the network will operate under a proof of authority consensus algorithm, much like Vechain, administered by the Near Foundation, so this is who is in control, and the over 40 or so validators who purchase tokens from the foundation. So for perspective, Bitcoin has over 10,000 validators. EOS has 21 block producers. Tron, was it 25, 29? You tell me in the comments. But there are around 40 people, 40 VCs controlling who operates, who builds dApps, what transactions get validated on this network. Okay, so interesting. So this is more competition in the dApp space. Now developers are going to have to choose, hey, do I want to build on Ethereum? Doesn't really scale. Do I want to build a Tron or EOS? Or maybe they'll choose this one, since a lot of these people have taken companies to the billions. And now they're building Near Protocol. They built it. All right. And it is confirmed. Google has updated their algorithm. The question is, will they admit that they're censoring legitimate Bitcoin channels? Well, Forbes today came out with an article with an interview from Crypto, citing a lot of the top creators, The Moon, Ivan on Tech, Sunny Decree, Altcoin Daily, we're right here, and many other channels affected. But it is admitted that Google did update their platform. Google says, later today, we are releasing a broad core algorithm update, as we do several times per year, and it is called the May 2020 Core Update. So this could be the reason that Bitcoin is getting caught in the crosshairs. And it's nice to see that Forbes is picking up the story. I'll keep you updated. That's the video. My name's Austin. Like always, see you tomorrow.